Good evening. I hope you guys are all doing well. We're gonna stay a little quiet. Down the bottom of the mountain, there's live music playing. I usually don't come in this side, but I think that might benefit us to stick near the live music. So we're gonna cut through here and wind down by the river. It's gonna get dark in about half hour, maybe 45 minutes, so the pace won't be slow tonight. Obviously, if we see something, we'll stop it. Wow, look at that. Look at that. That tree. You see that? That thing grows up into, it's going, this tree is laid here. It's got 3 going out of it. That's crazy. The thing didn't naturally grow between the lean tree and the other tree. They just kicked back on the music, I could hear it. Well, that's cool. It's a black squirrel. Gray squirrel and a black squirrel. This place is usually real busy. Like it's a popular area, so usually I have to base which way we go in. Remember I was here in the storm? The last long video we did here. It was a storm. It was like an hour and 15-minute video it ended up being, which was cool. It's nice to have a little bit longer one. Anyway, usually I have to base it off which people, how the groups of people are. This particular time, it don't matter. There's nobody here. There's one car here. I don't know where they are, but I'd love to venture down here one day. Look at, there's an X. Look. Accidental, I don't know. You decide, or whatever. I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can make a decision on that, but it's just observations. Anyway, this is the first place I ever went when I came up to the Catskills. Love this spot. A lot of people like the roots. This place has a root. It's a big circle root. I mean, I like it too. It's amazing, actually. Alright, we're getting away from the music now. I can't hear it anymore, so there's running water down here. Now it's safe to say if we get any audio, we can rule that out. It's badass. saw all this stuff. I saw all this stuff when it was just done. When all this stuff was freshly torn up and this whole structure setup was made. I saw it fresh when it happened. And it was really hot out, so I didn't stick around too long. But you could see they came through and they cut it and they did a few things to it. People did anyway, I should say. Got a lot of markers down here now. Alright, I'm torn on which way to go. I think we usually take this one. So, this one looks really active, like it's littered with sticks and stuff, so we'll follow the low bridge this time. I don't even know how far it goes or where it connects back, but see, this was done by people. See that? See that? That's easy to tell it was done by people. Why? I don't know, but this might have been cut, might have been broke, I don't know. But there's somebody's house on the other side. They have a sign that says stream and both banks. Private property. So I'm assuming they mean this side too. Maybe that's why they snapped and cut all these on this side. Maybe they did it so that people won't come in here. But if you look down there, there's a footprint right there. I just noticed that thing. And it don't look, I don't know why it was glitching like that, but it don't look big. I mean, it don't look small. And the big thing for me is that there's only one. Maybe there's another one right there, it's hard to tell, but not like a person would be walking through there. I'm trying to look at the difference in how far the rocks are, because obviously someone could walk on the rocks and that, then back to the rocks, and never touch it a second time. But it looks like it's too big of a gap, but anyway, we ain't gonna go down there. It's posted, so we'll respect their boundaries. I'm very curious to know why that whole setup over there was done. I think maybe they go downriver, or they were just maybe hanging out there because that is a trailhead or like a big part of the trail, or maybe where the trail meets the river bend. I don't know. Maybe you can give me your thoughts. But that's deliberate to me. That's no accident. I'm pretty sure now that we're not right on top of it, we could look back and we'll probably see something lingering. I don't know what that is. I'm looking right there with my eyes and I don't see it. Talking about that right above my finger. Let's get pushing. It's gonna get dark fast. I did see the people with the other car. There was a couple walking the dog. Created enough distance now. Won't have an issue with them. Stuff laid all over the place, very strategically. The big ones, the big ones you notice right away, right? You notice the big logs laid, but these all interconnect the whole forest. The small things, the stuff under the leaves, everything. For a long time I used to think it was, people would say, oh, it's a language, or it's this, or it's a universal, signal, and this and that. It made sense to an extent, but really it's all connected for the veil. It's all connected for the energy. It's all connected because they're masters of energy. They're energy-based beings, just like we are, but on a very grand scale. It's hard for people to accept Sasquatch because the simple fact that, there can't be something out there that, man doesn't know about. We know everything, right? So forget it. Like, if that's a hard task to do, forget about trying to tell people that it's something that's more advanced than us. That won't sit well. Are they more advanced than us in the middle of a city? Probably not. Probably not. I don't think they'd want to be caught dead there, though. Whoa. Oh, it's a dog. First one didn't sound like a bark, but could have been. We did gifting here on that big down tree. That tree is not from here. It's brought in. It's a huge tree, and it was brought in place there through the other ones. Tell you guys, it's hot out here. It's humid tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Up here in the mountains, it's cool. It gets cool at night. Like sometimes even into the 50s, high 50s, low 50s, depending. All right, this is private property, so we're gonna tread lightly. See what I mean? We're crossing very clear line. But I just want to show you this spot real quick. It's gorgeous, ain't it? Look at the rocks. They're so smooth and very defined. Lots of pools coming through. Still water, running water. It's gorgeous. So I was talking about last time, I wanted to share a picture with you guys. It was sent in from a subscriber, friend. It was right about here, and it was taken down on this trail. I was coming this way, going this way. And I always do this like turnaround thing, 360, look behind us, whatever, and I try to just like look back, and I tell everyone, take a look when we're facing one way for a while and I just turn around quick, always take a look there. Which he did, and he got an amazing catch. Full flesh and blood Sasquatch standing there. It looks like what he did was turned his back and ducked his head like there's a bunch of leaves up high on the branch. Looks like he ducked his head behind him and just kind of like bent down and tucked his head up under the leaves. I'd have to give him 8 feet easy. I can't estimate exactly where it was, but it was right on this path for the most part. I'd say he was in between these trees somewhere. It was over the winter. But if you guys are interested in that photo, I'll crop out this, the editing conversation that we had on it, and I'll show you what I got. Very cool, very, very cool. I get excited over stuff, and I get excited for people when they get photos. I got a lot of pictures at this point. Most of them come from screenshots, and that's because we video all the time. So get a lot of screenshots, obviously, that way. But long story short, I get excited for people a lot of times because I have a lot of pictures already. But that one was very cool for me. I really enjoyed it. Something's telling me to look down this way, down the power line. There's a house back there, it looks like. I don't know. I think it might be the ranger station. I'm not sure. Some of them live here, I guess, or they stay there. Maybe they do shifts. I'm not sure how it works. It's a pretty badass waterfall up there. I don't know if you can see it, but it pools up there and like some slates, and then it comes down. It's just tiered basically. It's not like heavy. It's not like a heavy waterfall, but it's got tiers to it. Yeah, this is the trail it was on right here. It was over the winter. Turn back around and it's just back this way. I mean, a big fella. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it and act like he wasn't big. His midsection, his legs are hard to judge, that's for sure. But you could tell, like, if you guys want, I'll show it to you. I'll put it in the community tab. Just let me know, and you'll be able to tell right away that it's not your average, your average bear, your average person. Very, very hefty midsection. Might have been a female. Could have very well been a female. I didn't see the face. I didn't make any type of, contact or. I assumed it was a male because it looked to me like he was maybe an escort, walking me through. Maybe something was going on or something was around that was harmful to me that I was unaware of. And he was kind of keeping, watching my six. Some people say, oh, maybe he was stalking you or he was going to do something. Nah, that would have happened. We would have never saw him or her. We would have never saw him or her. We would have never. It would have just happened. It would have just happened. You know how they say, like, when the police come to get you or the mafia comes to kill you, like, if you hear anything, if you hear something, it's the cops. Wow, last time we came, that dog's going nuts back there, wherever it is. Last time we came, there was one rock stack. I believe it was this one. I believe that's the one it was. Now, it's a couple of small ones. Here's another one. They're not hard to do, probably. But regardless, another one. That one's pretty difficult. There's just 2 rocks stacked right here. Sarah was asking me the other day, like, because we see on the edge of people's properties, there's rock stacks, like by the end of their driveways or at the edge of their properties. Usually, you'll see like a rock stack. You know, not a big one, nothing obvious, just things that me and her noticed because of this for the most part. So she said, I wonder if they do that because they know the Sasquatch in there. I said, you know, I'm happy you said it because it was on my mind too. I wasn't sure what to make of it, so it was good to get her opinion on it. No 2 people have the same insights or outlooks or whatever, however you want to put it, so it's great to always hear where somebody else's head is at on the subject. Oh, here it is. You know, especially someone like your wife she'll give me an honest opinion no matter what it is. Good, bad, and different. Ready? So, matter of fact, those rock stacks were there, right? This tree broke. This one's ripped out of the ground, going down into it. I see paw prints in there. That tree snapped up there too, coming down. Looks like there might be a nest over there. Right? Definitely a blind, that's for sure. You make your own decisions. You know, some people won't want to get on board, and they'll say people put that there. Cool, I don't care. It's up to you. Look at this. This vine's coming down into this one. I got a bug on my neck. Look at this. Now this one comes into it. This stick is the connector piece to this whole thing. And that is the connector piece to that over there. See what I'm saying? So why are they, that's coming down too, so why do they need all that energy all interflowing? It could be just a cross without being seen. You know what I mean? Or is this something more important than I can imagine? This is a portal. Is this, I don't know. It's a bunch of rocks placed in here. What is this? What is this little circle spot? What do you think it is? I'd like to know. Look at that. This was cut off by a person, obviously, because it's a cut mark. It might have been snapped originally. Oh, there's deer over there. Look. It's a whole herd. I got 1, 2. Oh, there's the third one in there. Right back there. And then there's a 4th and a 5th back this way. Might even be more. So there's nothing behind us. You know where we just came from, obviously. It sounded like right up in here somewhere. It sounded like somebody just like slammed a car door. Every time that weird bird sound kicks off, they go on high alert. They're gonna make a liar out of me. Now they ain't interested. Good figures. This is probably that dog was ahead. Look at this though. That's a barefoot. It looks like it's near where a sneaker was, but there's a barefoot in there. There's toes in it. You see these vines and stuff? This is as good as a structure like a veil, you know what I mean? All these vines interconnect everything. Just because they ain't up in the air in the form of an X or this or that or a bend and tuck, it's all serving a purpose. So, for those, whatever, we'll just look at it real quick, right? I know I'm repeating for some people, but so if you wanted to make that tree interconnect with that one because there's nothing in between, they snap it at a certain height for a certain reason. So they snap it so that it reaches the next tree. Usually they'll snap it so it comes straight down and kind of touches into the bottom, or they snap it so it lays up there, you know. And what that does is it keeps it all propped up and perfectly connected. It won't waver, it won't budge, you know, in high winds or anything to that effect. It's stuck in there. And it stays alive. They snap it because it stays alive. It stays intact. If they break it off completely, it's done. It's dead. It's no good. It don't hold energy when it's dead, right? Okay. Where are you, buddy? I hear you. I hear you. Oh, there he is. Very well hidden, though. Hey, buddy. You know, you shouldn't make noise. That's how we found you. But you gotta be quiet. So if I was a fox or something. Alright, it's starting to get dark in the canopy, huh? Look at the difference over there. So same thing goes with a bend and tug. If they're able to bend it, they will. They'll bend it instead of breaking it at all. You know what I mean? Or sometimes they need to do all those things to get enough energy free flowing when it's smaller trees like this, right? So look at this one. Here's this down tree, interconnecting everything. It's dead, right? Look now. Now look at the energy it gets. Bang. This one snapped into it. It's also snapped the other way going down into those. This other one's bent. And then all the branches get tucked up under it. And then so on and so forth. All the way off. So when they're not moving in physical form, they could travel through this stuff. I know it sounds a little off the wall, but, and again, you know, I don't expect everyone to jump on board just because I'm telling you some shit, but I'm going to tell you anyway. No, you might say, how do you figure that out? I didn't. I really didn't. I didn't really figure anything out. I was told by Sasquatch. I was given pieces to a puzzle and then a collective of my understanding, my knowledge, what I see, what I've learned, a collection of other people saying things and talking to me and me saying, shit, okay, cool, bang, that makes sense. You know, it's always a collective. That's the way it should be. You know how many times I see my stuff or my information used somewhere and someone's taking credit for it? Whatever, I don't give a shit. As long as it gets out there in the right way. Do I care? Alright, I won't act like I don't care at all. It depends who it is. That's what I should say. It depends who it is and how it's being used. If it's being used for like monetary gain and shit, Then I get a little annoyed, but whatever. You get my drift. So that's one way to go out. That'll take us into a meadow, which will take us into, into the open. I was debating on doing that, but I think we'll take another exit. I'm gonna run this another 10 minutes or so. I've done a few gifts. I put a couple around just to give a heads up, just to let you guys know. It was kind of close to the trail, so I didn't want to show on video where it is, and it just leaves room to say, damn, somebody could have. Nobody knows where I am, nobody's around here, but it don't make sense to kind of hide something and then show people where it is, right? Sometimes we do because whatever, especially in the beginning, because we all needed to know, including myself, if it was really being taken by them and if things were being left and why and when. There used to be so many more questions like that. Now, occasionally, I'll ask things, but most of the time I just let it come. And that's just what works for me. I don't really have an agenda. I don't really have any, need for any certain questions. So, there's no point in me really pushing for anything. But if and when I do, it works out pretty well. When you never ask somebody for something, they're more apt to be like, oh, okay, yeah, but if you've asked them a bunch, then they're gonna be like, damn, fucking mooch, I can't really think of any other way to put it. I mean, I'm going one extreme to the other, but just to prove a point. Or you start think they're taking you for granted, things to that effect, you know what I mean? Which isn't the case of what I'd like to be or do, so. Or be perceived as, even. Sometimes it's not the case, but perception points otherwise. Look at this. Is this chicken of the woods? Sweet Jesus, that's a lot of chicken of the woods. Wow, that's a lot. Whoa. I'm tempted to take some of this. My buddy Will, he's a good friend, but he's his purpose for our teamwork is he's a hunter, but he's expert tracker, and anytime we have questions on footprints or breaks or anything, could a person have done this, bro? What is this? Did an animal do this? But anyway, my boy Will, he loves that. And he don't live too far away. So I'm debating. Do you guys want that? Is that for you? Let me know. I gotta find some Indian pipe, some ghost plant for Scotty. I should be able to find it on the island easy, but... Oh, look, wow, bang! Ask and you shall receive, huh? There's some right here. Unreal. What are the odds of that, huh? What the hell are the odds of that? Maybe there's some more floating around. These are still small. So, that's about, yeah, I shouldn't say it. That can be as big as it gets, depending. The ones I've seen on the island get a lot bigger. I don't know. Maybe this is as big as they get around here. I'm not sure. I'd imagine they grow larger, though. Probably a couple inches more. 6 inches is probably, around the tallest you'll see. 9, maybe. I might be wrong. Who knows? Remember when we were here in the storm? We walked up this. We followed this, like what looks like a water runoff trail. And then we went down that way. Alright, bear with me, guys. I'm going to poke around a little bit, and then I'll come back to this, alright? Alright, I started to take, remember, like it was a few minutes ago, but I said, do you guys want this? Is this for you? I didn't really get much of a response, but I plucked one, and I got to the second one, and I could feel that it was attached to a few, and like a bunch was gonna come up in one shot, and crashing through here came a rock or something. But you can hear it. It didn't come like straight down. You can tell when like an acorn falls, like it has a certain, sound to it, a certain trajectory, a certain, velocity point that it can reach. Like this thing, you could hear it coming through, different areas. It had carry to it. So if I had to guess, it came from deep inside there somewhere. So, that being said, I put everything back. I put the one back, and wow, look at that, huh? That could just be a mark, like that was on the ground. But there is another one over here. Could just be the way the ground is made, but it's got a cool shape to it. Down there is where we saw those bare footprints, remember? They were small, though. They weren't that big, so I really didn't know what to make of it. But hard to say. It's hard to say why, it would have to have been like a child's foot. It would have to have been if it was a person. And why would there be just kids' feet? One here and there too. It wasn't even like there was like a bunch in a row, or there was no like sense to be made of it. Though I let myself just say, oh, it's a kid in the moment. But again, I was like trying to find my way around. I didn't really know where I was, never been down there. We were in the water that day. There's something back there. It's poking out right in between there. Let's try and get down there with this. There's something in between the trees. Looks like it's like half behind one. There's some weird noises coming out of down here now too. I wonder if they're having fun with me, because I've literally gone back and forth. See that tree stump right there? The bottom of that root, that's where the mushrooms are. I've literally walked back and forth. I did it off camera a couple times too. I walked back and forth. Because when that rock came in, I was like, oh shit. I've heard people say for a long time they don't like white lights. Like, and most of the time I'll just say like, how do you know? And like, I never really got a good response of how they knew. They just, oh, and I know, or oh, I heard, or whatever. So I usually just kind of call bullshit and just say, oh, I don't know. I've never really gotten anything on that. But I heard Ron Moorhead say it recently. And, well, I haven't asked him personally where he got his info from. I respect the hell out of that man, and I know he does due diligence on everything. So I'm keeping it in mind at this point. Whoa. Whoa. That had to have been a dragonfly, I guess. Just buzzed by my head. Alright, so it's gonna get dark in here real fast. Maybe we'll put that out there. We'll put our feelers out there. We'll see. We'll see if Bubba responds or any of them respond. Usually it's Bubba, obviously. Sometimes I wonder if he just comes to me, like if he brings everything to me because he knows that I trust him, and I'll have like a better, I'll be more receptive to it than I would if it was in any other form. It would make sense. I never really gave it too much thought. There's a light out there. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's definitely man-made. It's definitely a man-made light, though. I could tell if it's an orb or not, like, or if it's... I would tell you if it was iffy, but that's definitely a man-made white light. Looks like a spotlight. Maybe they shine it in here when it starts to get dark. Kind of say, come on out. It might just be over the ranger station. I don't know. Bang. That sounded like metal on metal. You know when you were a kid and you used to jump the curb with your front tire, and your back tire would hit the curb, and it would make this like metal rattling sound. That's kind of what I just heard. Pretty much sounded identical to it. So there was a spot I wanted to go today, but it was, I called it Big Mountain, I believe. I called it Big Mountain. If you guys want to look back, it was over the winter. But anyway, that's where I wanted to get back to. And I got too late of a start when I decided to go out. And I want to get back to Sarah and the kids, so anyway, it was a bit of a drive, and then I was also too worried to be out there. Kind of like when I went to that big waterfall area too. I got stuck out there after dark, and it was a mess, really bad. There is a lot of things that have been going on, a lot of excursions that I'm going to fill you guys in on, which we will do soon enough. I'm realizing some of the stuff happened off camera, and oh, I hear people. We must, yep, we are. Dang, we made it out. Oh, there's somebody with a dog. Well, we made it out to the front. That's cool. Yeah, that was the ranger station. Oh, look at the deer. Yeah, so that was the ranger station. There was a light. I guess maybe they just beam it in there, into this part. I don't know. This place is huge, though. I don't know how they... I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a lot darker in there. I really didn't know it was this light out still. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. We will catch up soon. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow, or maybe even tonight. Whatever. I don't know when I'll post this. It could be later. It could be tomorrow or the next day. But anyway, maybe we'll do a little live stream. I'll have Sarah hop on. Yeah. I guess it kind of depends how the day goes, though. It really depends. But either way, we've been planning on trying to do one for a couple weeks now. Just hasn't really panned out. There's a couple of people down there. Not what I want you to see, though. Some deer grazing in the... if you could see, the fawns are over there. Little babies. Guys talking to the fawns. It's funny the way they, as Sarah would say, frolic, like frolicking. But it is, that's the word for it, though. Like, it's funny how they frolic. Alright, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you on the next one. I'll go get this sweat off of me. As always, thank you. Stay safe. Have a blessed day and night. And I'll catch you on the next one.